Music. Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome back to channel Garabek21 for information and education. I hope you're all staying healthy, and if you're sick, I hope you get better soon. If you're having trouble with anything, I hope things get easier for you and your money problems get solved too. Today I have some news that's not so happy. It's about new rules that the government ministry made a while ago. These rules will really start affecting people in November 2023, and actually some officers already started feeling it in January 2023. Let me tell you what's happening. Why did so many temporary workers, including teachers and technical staff, suddenly lose their jobs starting in 2023? What caused this? Well, the main reason we found is because of a government rule called Government Regulation Number 49 from 2018. That's where it all started. Why does this 2018 rule matter so much? Now, because the government wrote something really important in Section 99. Let me get straight to the point about Section 99. It says that when this government regulation starts working, all non-government workers who work at government offices, including workers at non-structural institutions, government agencies that handle money like public service bodies or regional public service bodies, public broadcasting institutions, and new state universities based on Presidential Regulation 10 from 2016, about lecturers and technical staff at new state universities, all these people who were working before this government regulation was announced. And here's the key part I want to highlight: before this government regulation was announced, they can still keep doing their jobs for only 5 years maximum. So the main point of Section 99 is that temporary workers can only keep working for 5 more years after this rule was made. Now let's check when this rule was actually made. We can usually find this at the bottom of the document. Look here. This rule was made in November 2018. That's why people keep saying temporary workers' time ends in November 2023, because 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, that's exactly 5 years. So it's been 5 years since this rule started, which means November 2023 is when Section 99 really kicks in. Temporary workers were given 5 years starting from November 2018, so their time ends in November 2023. This is why almost all local governments don't have regional contracts anymore, because regions aren't allowed to hire non-government workers anymore. In Regulation 49 from 2018, it says only 2 types of people count as government workers: PNS and P3K workers. That's it, PNS and P3K. Anyone else doesn't count. But there's some good news just for teachers. Teachers can still work at schools as temporary workers, and they can get paid using boss money. But you need to know that teachers can get paid using boss money, but they have to meet certain requirements. There are specific rules that teachers must follow to get paid from boss money. This is just for teachers. Let's look at this. Recently, the Ministry of Education released Education Ministry Regulation Number 63 from 2022. This regulation is about the technical guidelines for boss money for the year 2023 that we've been waiting for. The boss money technical guidelines for 2023 say, let me get straight to the point. On page 14. We can find the information we're looking for. Here on page 14, in section 40, it talks about paying honorarium. So yes, it's allowed for 2023 teachers can get paid using boss money. Since there are no more regional contracts, meaning no more salary from the regional government, they have to use BOS money instead. But you can only use up to 50% of boss money, not more than 50% of the boss money can be used for this. There are requirements that must be met specifically for teachers. First, they must not be government workers, of course. This is for temporary workers. Second, they must be registered in DAPODIK. So if there are temporary teachers who aren't registered in DOTI, they can't receive boss money, which means they won't get paid from regional contracts and they won't get paid from boss money either. So we don't know what the policy will be for those not in DAPODIK, whether they'll work for free or what will happen. Then they need to have NUPTK. This is where the problem is, because the reality is that many temporary teachers still don't have NUPTK according to our information. When teachers don't have NUPTK, they can't get paid from boss money. They also can't get teacher professional allowance, because if you're certified, you get special pay from certification allowance, even for non-government workers. This Part C is quite difficult for some teachers not having NUPEC, so there's still time. Please try to get your NUPEC process done so these teachers can stay at school and get paid from boss money. That's today's information, and I hope this information is helpful for teacher friends all across Indonesia. Stay strong for teacher friends and technical staff who end up having to stay home. Stay strong. This means we're waiting for future policies. Who knows? Maybe there will be policy changes that are more supportive, more favorable compared to the current rules, especially for teachers whose status is non-government workers. Maybe there will be policies to improve their welfare. We'll see how things develop. Thank you. I hope this information is helpful. Let's discuss in the comments section. If you know information that we don't know, let's discuss there. Let's share information with each other in the comments section. Music.